Hello and welcome to the special on the print. I, Snehesh Alex Philip, along with my video journalist Anisha Nehra, are here in Amethi district of Uttar Pradesh. Now you would be wondering, where am I and why am I here exactly? Well, can you see this? Well, this is the AK-203 assault rifle being manufactured as a joint venture here at the Indo-Russian Rifles Private Limited facility in Korwa, which is based within the HAL Korwa facility. Now remember, as I stand here and show you this weapon, 48,000 of this weapon has already been delivered to the Indian Army. These rifles are now deployed along the western borders, the northern borders, as well as for counter-insurgency and counter-terrorism operations. By August 15 this year, another 7,000 would be delivered, taking the numbers to 55,000. Now remember that right now these rifles come with 50% indigenous content, which is supposed to increase to 70% by October this year. And by December 31, 2025, 100% of this rifle would be manufactured here in India. Right now, we are within the production facility of the AK-203, and I have with me Major S.K. Sharma, who will now give you a tour of this facility. He is the serving officer of the Indian Army, who is now posted here as the CEO of this facility.
Okay, so what you see, ladies and gentlemen, in front of you are the three screens which make it very clear for you as to which were the assault rifles with us. Thereafter, what are the 5 stages of indigenization that we talked about. Now you can see here the rifle which is laid out and the various components. You may recall I had mentioned that our rifle has 50 components. You can see 50 components clearly displayed here. You can also see with the color code the indigenization that we have talked about. Various stages, the same components have been displayed here. With that, we move in now to the production. You are inside the production hall of IRRPL, where right now we are in the stage of producing rifles which have got 30% indigenized content. What you see to my right is the input material. So the input material comes in the form as you can see on the right. So those are the boxes in which we get the input material oblique the components of the rifle which come to us. Right now the total staff in the company, as I had told you, is about 50% of what the final staff would be. Various stages that we follow here on the right you can see is the input material. Thereafter you can see the machines and the benches and the sequence in which the entire rifle is fabricated oblique produced here. A total of 121 steps I had mentioned to you, which is required when you make this rifle. So on each table you will find a man or a woman who's standing and who's making this. Also you will note that virtually after every second table you have a green color table on top, you can focus there, which is the quality control table. So it's a well integrated production come quality control happening together, and we are not missing out in terms of the quality. We'll move forward. Please come. All these boys and girls that you will see here, mostly boys, are all locals. So towards that, this project has definitely gone in for even employing the local ITI boys. Most of them are diploma holders. The machines that you see, as you see this machine is Indian. But if you see thereafter the machines which is there in white, they're all Russian machines which we have taken from them as a part of our TOT. So this machine, like example, is Russian, that machine is Russian. So that way we have 25 Russian machines here which are part of our TOT from Russia and which are being used for our indigenization process.
So what about the metal for these rifles?
Yeah, so like I said that when I talked about input material, I was meaning that only that in this rifle we have a total of 180 child parts which get formed into 50 components. To make those 180 child parts, the number of input material is 160 of them. That means there is a composition, 160 compositions which were given to us in the ghost form, which now have been converted into Indian form. The Indian vendors have found an alternative. Russians have approved it. So that way the entire material is indigenized. we have the components coming in this form, which is to be wrapped by these guys now. So like this is the input material for this particular line, which is called 10.2. That line is called 10.1, this is 10.2. So once they have finished, it comes to them in this form and they would table by table be fabricating or joining the rifle using all these input materials. And like I said, every alternate desk is also a quality control desk. And the final quality control, all greens in the rifle's quality finally is checked here. If we move ahead, we have a complete portion for the DGQA team. That is the Army, Navy, Air Force Services DGQA team. When they come here, they carry out lot by lot inspection of the rifles here. As I had mentioned that there are Russian technicians with us. Marina, please come forward. So lady is there with us for a long time. And she's an expert from Kalashnikov who uses her technology and knowledge to make our rifles perfect. So like I said, a total of 12 Russians who are permanently located. 3 you can see right now on this spot. What you see in the rear is all offices, some stores. It ensures that there is absolutely no rust, no problems in the rifle for 7 years. And that's the guarantee that the company gives. Tomorrow when you want to sell it to somebody, he should be assured that the rifle is packed for 7 years. And that is a Russian requirement, a technological requirement, and this entire thing is our packing section.
What you earlier saw was the AK-203 with the folded butt. But this is how the AK-203 actually rolls out from this factory here. The AK-203 comes with a bayonet, as you can see. And this is a 7.62 into 39 rifle. Now remember, as I said, from 31st December onwards, 100% of this rifle would be manufactured in India. And this is known as the shade. What I mean is that they're going to market this as the AK-203 shade. An AK-203 is designed to fire about 15,000 rounds. Now this is an AK-203 that has already fired 15,000 rounds, and I would request the official here to show us the inside of the barrel. एक बार आप ये बैरल के अंदर से जो आप दिखा रहे थे वो दिखा दीजिए कि इसमें क्या 15,000 राउंड्स के बाद भी कोई डिफेक्ट है या नहीं है. So if you can see, he's putting the camera in, and that is, so he's going through the barrel. Even after 15,000 rounds, there is no defect in the barrel. Now, what the Russians are saying is that this is almost as good as a brand new. So while officially the AK-203 can fire about 15,000 rounds, unofficially it can go up to even 40,000 rounds. Well, this one has fired 50,000 rounds. We'll have to wait for the 40,000 rounds to be fired from this rifle to see whether unofficially we can still go up or not. You've seen the AK-203 in action. I've explained to you in detail. But then I can tell you one thing, is that the Indo-Russian Rifles Private Limited is not limiting itself to the AK-203. Am I right, Major General Sharma?
You're absolutely right, because the intergovernmental agreement between India and Russia had clearly envisioned that there is a possibility and an opportunity for this particular joint venture to venture out into other arms also. And towards that, right now we are not only working at AK-203, we are looking at other classifications of small arms. We are looking at the accessories like UBGL and some others. we're looking at sights, we're looking at some more ancillaries like cleaning tool and cleaning material. So that way we are wanting to be one shop for complete small arms requirement in years to come.
So one of the rifles that you're talking about is the AK-19, which is a carbine
Carbine,
one,
yes.
and you're also looking at a submachine gun.
Yes, submachine gun. Very true. So it's one is a carbine class and one is a submachine class, 9mm. So that way we are looking at both of these coming, because I personally feel that there is a huge demand, and the demand is not only domestic; it is also from export point of view. So towards that we have an opportunity. We have the Russian experts here. Russia is willing to give us the TOT. We can do it, so why not do it? So that way it makes business sense, it makes strategic sense, it makes security sense to get all these and start developing in India, and the government allows me. That is the IGA I told you is very, very clear on this.
Viewers, one good aspect is that the entire contract, the delivery of about over 6 lakh rifles was supposed to be completed in 2032, but now under his stewardship, the contract is being sped up. So the entire delivery would be completed by 2030, which means you're literally going to double your production capacity. And if correct me if I'm wrong, it is what, one rifle per 100 seconds?
Yes.
So, so are you looking at exports, and which are the countries or which are the regions that you're looking at? And have people already reached out to you for these AK-203? Of course, you're in talks with the CAPFs and all, but yeah.
So see, this project, as you know, is a joint venture between India and Russia, a strategic partnership. The shareholding is also such that while India is a majority shareholder, but then Russia is holding 49.5% shares of this particular joint venture. Towards that, the decision of how to be sold, whom to be sold, which are the countries, which is the market, will be jointly taken, possibly at the government level, possibly at the board level. But yes, intentions are there to produce, to export. Who are reaching out to me? Ask me who's not reaching me out. So towards that, I find that AK-203 being made in India has completely disrupted the small arms assault rifle industry in the country, as also in the neighborhood. So I have a huge demand surging from MENA region, from the Southeast Asia, you can say very clearly, from some parts of Southern Asia also. So these are the regions that right now people are reaching out to, apart from the CAPF, the paramilitary, and the state police.
State police. Yeah. So, everybody that I know, they swear by the Kalashnikov range of rifles. From the time the AK-47 first came in, we've had multiple versions of the AKs. You had the AK-47, the 56, then the Chinese had come out with their own versions, then you have AK-90. But what really makes AK-203 so important and so modern? And correct me if I'm wrong, it was in 2010 when Indian delegation went, and initially they were looking at AK-103. But why 203 all of a sudden?
Yeah, so see, the thing is that now this is AK-203 rifle, right? The most important thing is, first of all, see the look of it. You see any other rifle and the kind of look this rifle has. The ergonomics of it, the way you hold the rifle. Also see the Picatinny rail, the way it is. That is, you can put any kind of a sight, any kind of a accessories that you want to put on a rifle. It's got a folding butt. It's lightweight in terms of assault rifle. It's got a 30 round magazine. It has got a rate of fire of 700 rounds per minute, a range of 800 meters. It has got a multi-utility, bayonet in front. It is foldable, like I said, so easily it can be carried. So that way, it's an amazing rifle which we have made, or we are going to make. So how is it different? Primarily, it's metallurgy. More so, it is reliability, because it's much advanced version of AK-47. AK-47 came to our life possibly almost 40 years back, was made in 1947. This is made in 2019. They call it fifth generation of Kalashnikov rifles, and this definitely is their most modern version. They are working on some more modern versions, but that is not available right now for export oblique TOT transfer that they are looking at. So this is the best option that we could have got. I, having commanded a CICT unit oblique a formation, I can vouch for this rifle that tomorrow you give me this, I can walk in anywhere to be able to face anybody. That confidence, because of the reliability, because of the capability, is immense.
Thank you so much for explaining to your viewers why this rifle is so important. So my last question to you: now, you are a serving officer of the Indian Army. When this joint partnership was formed, and then at the print reported that for the first time, India is going to appoint a serving officer as a CO. Now, how has been your experience? And as serving as a CEO, is it a learning experience for you? And does it really help? Because you have the BrahMos facility, which is headed by a DRDO scientist, And then you have this is the only such example where you have a serving officer heading the project.
On a personal level, I love it. I'm very proud of it. I'm humbled. It's an extremely important and an opportunity of lifetime to me, given by the government of India. On a personal level, as a process, if you say, it is very useful because when you have a user who's heading a particular project and who has adequate exposure. When I'm saying exposure, I mean in my case, let's say for example, I was the ADG capability development before this for
Yeah.
2 years. So I understand this entire landscape, this entire ecosystem, and how exactly this concept of Make in India, Make for the World, Atmanirbharta, indigenization, I understand it very, very well. So towards that, if a well qualified user is put on top, then that emotional quotient which comes into play, because you see, I have seen life, I have seen death, I have seen my soldiers using a particular weapon, I have seen stoppages, I have seen possibly somebody losing life because of stoppages, opportunities being lost, and we are emotionally connected here. So here, not an iota of mistake in terms of quality, in terms of integrity, can happen when you have a user. I'm not saying that that will happen when somebody else is there, but emotional connect is what is the major change, and the experience, practical experience of what a rifle should be. I cannot make any change to the design. Design is there.
Yeah.
So I can't say that I want to put the hand grip now here. That can't be done. But like I said, some advices of that kind that, okay, could we do it this way, always helps.
Well, thank you so much, General, for speaking to
Thank
the
you.
print. Pleasure as always.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.